Hallo, ich heiße Tyler. Hier gibt es meine final presentation. The two speakers that I analyzed was Günter Grass, the poet who wrote Was gesagt werden muss, and myself. We both did a speaking of the poem Was gesagt werden muss. And to start off with, I'll just go through the poem and point out the differences that I noticed that stood out to me between the native German speaker and myself. The first thing I noticed was the ending, the E and ER, and L. For example, I would say Langa. And it felt like to me that I was drawing out that sound, where I heard Herr Gross, he would say Langa, and cut it off quickly. And then the ER ending, for example, aber and also, the way I said it there is how I have been saying the ER ending, I guess more pronounced, like a L. And what I heard, it was more abrupt, aber also. Secondly, this just may be a regional difference, but the IG ending, for example, I say it with the Ishlaut pronunciation. For example, nötig, richtig. However, he said it with the hard K, nötig, richtig. But I guess everyone has their own way of pronouncing that. The next thing I noticed was the word Heuchelei, and I just used the wrong stress. I stressed the initial syllable, Heuchelei, whereas it should have been on the final syllable, Heuchelei. Something I've also noticed, and I still need to practice on, will be to not diphthongize the umlauted A. So instead of something like A, your voice needs to be more tense, almost like A, something like that. And I also lengthen the diphthongs that are there, such as the AU, as in Maulhelden. I really stress the AU Maul instead of having it more abrupt, Maulhelden, or something like that. Also, as far as intonation goes, in this paragraph, doch warum untersage ich mir, jenes andere Land beim Namen zu nennen, in dem seit Jahren, wenn auch geheim gehalten, ein wachsendes nukleares Potenzial verfügbar, aber außer Kontrolle, weil keine Prüfung zugänglich ist. That last clause, weil keine Prüfung zugänglich ist, it's a question, and it should have that falling tone, but in my example in the video, I had the rising intonation. Weil keine Prüfung zugänglich ist, and that's a very American intonation style, which shouldn't have been there. Another thing I noticed was the word verdict, verdict. The English pronunciation of V is retained in German right now, but I said verdict. So I should, well, really anyone should watch out for English loanwords, because some of the newer loanwords still retain the English pronunciation. I've also noticed words like dorthin. I would say it almost without a glottal stop in there, sounding something more like Dorten. But I need to focus on that stop because it's, I guess, two words mashed together, dorthin. And something else I've gotten better at, but I still should practice on, is that most or a lot of German consonants that are in the final position are voiceless. For example, in the poem, I would say schwieg instead of schwieg, or weshalb instead of weshalb. And I just need to remember that the G's, B's, D's are all voiceless when at the end of a word. Something else that I continue to struggle with just out of habit and will also be found in the reading of the poem. The genitive article des, I usually say with a Z sound, des, instead of des. See other points. Oh, this I guess really isn't a pronunciation issues per se, but the word Palästinensian was extremely difficult for me to pronounce. I probably did about 10 takes of the video just to get that one word right. And I can say it pretty good now, but it took some practice. Also in the video, well, throughout my German learning experience and also in the video, German R's have given me quite a bit of trouble. I think I did pretty good in the video, but still, they're difficult for me to pronounce, and I would assume most every other English-speaking person learning German. But the example that Christopher Hall gave in his book would be to start with the German CH, the Achlaut sound, and try to vocalize it to get that German R. And that's helped me some, I think. So, for example, the color red, Holt, you can start with the CH sound and just do Holt, Holt, and then kind of try to vocalize it, Holt, 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 and lessen that CH, that glottalization, or the friction. Holt, 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 or something like that. I'm still working on that, but something to that effect. Also, the dark L is also not in the German language, which I didn't know up until this course. So I've been trying to redo all of my German pronunciation where L's are found in the word. But I think I did a pretty good job in the video for getting rid of the English dark L. But still, for learners, that's something you have to watch out for. And the exercise, again, in text was very good at helping me get over that hump. You know, saying words like Fila, Vila, Hilla, you know, whatever L sound with the vowel at the end to help you say the not dark version of the L. And then dropping off that final vowel, Viel, Weil, but retaining the L pronunciation as it's found in German. That exercise helped a lot and would help other learners as well, I believe. Another point to make about the pronunciation will be the pronunciation of CH, and this is something I've also learned in this course, and should be stressed to early learners as well. The German CH has two pronunciations, known as the Ich-Laut and the Ach-Laut. I was in a habit of using the Ach-Laut pronunciation for all instances of the CH. I would say Mädchen, and I can't think of any other examples right off, but you get the idea. But the Ich-Laut is still, I think, gives me trouble. Whenever I use the Ich sound, it usually comes out as a sh, or even closer to the Ach-Laut. But the key is to not close up the airways in the back of your throat as you will with the Ach-Laut, but move it forward to the hard palate, so your tongue and the hard palate come together. Not all the way, but just enough to form enough of a blockage of the air passage to create that friction. Something like sh, I think, ish instead of ach. And overall, I think my German pronunciation has improved, and but obviously I think the biggest things would be the not creating diphthongs when they shouldn't be there. The R sound, the dark L. Let me check my notes. I think those are the biggest things that give me trouble, and I think would also give other learners of German trouble.